thing with Legion would be, does it have a soul? Because I've always been sort of, as Silverlock thinking that, yeah, it's an abomination. It's, you know, by collecting and reanimating all these dead parts, there is no soul. So it's already passed on. But if I'm wrong, then I could see him thinking it's like, oh, wait, there's a possibility that it could be saved, or, it is a being versus just an it, so to speak. But it's up to you, Adam.
Yeah, I'm going to say you can certainly astral project and talk to Virginia about this, but Spirit Sense is not going to let you.
Okay, not a problem. Of course, that's going to take me a while, probably.
Yeah.
Resting in the barn, doing this weird seance, and probably with incense, and everyone's going to be looking at me a little
Sure.
creepy as I put the ashes and sort of.
As long as it takes
Yeah,
under an
I'm not
hour.
saying you should do it. I'm saying you could.
Okay, yeah.
If there's
And that's
nothing
what I was.
if there's nothing people want to do in the meantime.
Yeah.
Can Mary extend her sleep spell by casting it again while he's still asleep?
I think I can redo it again, but if I fail, that might be a problem.
That might be a problem indeed.
Yeah, when it starts to wake up, you basically cast it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to take a while, I think, for that spell to expire because of how well she did.
I set it for an hour, not for the end of the scene. So
yeah,
because I figured we might do something like this, which would probably change the scene.
And I sort of thought
knowing
about
Adam
being an option too. So. So, eventually, unless you want me to roll multiple times.
Yeah, I'm going to say if no one else is doing anything, eventually, just taking the average, it would work.
Okay. One thing I think we probably need to know for everybody else, what are they doing and where are they staying? Because I think that may affect the rest of the game. Or
yeah. So what is everyone doing? He's performing this ritual to contact Virginia. What is everyone else doing?
Yeah.
Like if you're just going in, sitting down on the hay and waiting, that's cool.
I'm chilling out by this cow, but if the cow gets creepy, I'm gonna move.
Okay.
If it moves, you're gonna get.
Yeah,
I'm going
sorry.
to.
I'm cow too.
I'm going to give him. Here's what I'm going to do. I want to take a look at him to see if he has any injuries, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Go ahead and make
I don't want to actually touch him, but I do want to take a close look at him as much as I can with him being.
Go ahead and make a medicine check then.
Okay.
He has a lot of wounds and they're all stitched up.
Well, I can't do anything about those, but
yeah,
if he's got a gaping chest wound that I can do something about, then
go ahead and make
I'll
a
do
medicine
something about
check.
it.
Obviously he's got all of these like barely healed, sewn together parts from when he was built. There are some burns on him that have, they've started to heal, and it's that kind of gross where it gets all bubbly and
greasy looking. Yeah.
For some
he's
reason,
basically okay. He's
doing for a guy who's made out of the parts of corpses sewn together, he's in remarkably good health.
So he's actually healing. His body is actually healing.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I mean, keep in mind, he's been fighting the horsemen for months.
True.
Like,
True.
He's got to have some kind of
slashes and
yeah, like he's got to have some ability to regenerate, or the horsemen would have eventually taken him apart.
Piece by piece.
Would I be able to get just a 2-second recap of how we got to the barn and how he's asleep?
We walked.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they walked to the barn.
We had a lot of
Mary put a sleep spell on Legion.
On the way to the barn, I asked the spirits if he had been in service to Croatoan yet. I also asked, they said no. I also asked if he could be killed by ordinary means, of which they said yes. There is no definition for ordinary. And then I also asked
if he
could speak, which the answer was yes.
And then we decided to move right along.
And then he asked if he could read it, and I said, how am I supposed to know? I think you know who asked that question, by the way.
Okay.
And so now we're just waiting. Jeff's character is doing a ritual. He's going to astral project down and ask Virginia what should be done.
Okay, Graham is gonna load up a silver. Well, he probably already would have had a silver bullet loaded up, and
Sure.
I'm gonna kind of sit on that bale of hay behind Silverlock, not pointing the gun at the beast, but I will definitely like be ready to shoot him if something happens.
I just wanted a quick question. Is there any candles in here before we came in here? Were there any candles that were lit?
Nope. This is a bar, and they tend to avoid leaving unattended open flames.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I wonder if he's scared of fire after being in a barn that burned down.
Yeah, I'm probably burning sage and yeah.
I say out loud to where you can hear me. I wonder if he's scared of fire after being in a barn when it burned down.
Yeah, I'm probably just totally oblivious to you. It's like gone, yeah, drive away the evil spirits and getting in attuned, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and did Mary tell him? Well, and in fact, I was not there when you cast all your spells. Uh, so I guess Silverlock probably does not know uh, the status of Legion. Because it
Legion
took me a
is.
I
lot.
mean, he's
I
very
would.
obviously asleep.
Yeah, that he's
I,
asleep, but
I would tell you that he's not in service to Croatoan as of yet.
yeah, but I don't know if because you did a lot of that before I even. Yeah, I guess probably between when we got there and yeah, okay, yeah, that was the thing. It's like going, yeah, we didn't really establish
Before
that.
you start your spell, I don't
Yeah.
think he would have even reached out to Virginia had you not known whether he was or not. So I probably would have told you before that he is
Yeah.
not in service to him
Yet,
yet.
as of this time.
As of this time.
Also, yes, I was trolling you by rolling initiative on a character sheet labeled "Were Cow."
Wow.
Yes, that was just a
Or
joke.
cow.
Yes.
Where is the cow?
I don't see it.
Their
Oh,
cow.
it was in the initiative track. I took it out because no one
Oh.
responded to
Their
it.
cow, their cow. Yeah. Hey.
Sorry, I've been learning spells.
Sure.
I'm not sure we
All
can
right.
even
Well,
see the name.
eventually he goes into a trance, and his body is basically no one's home. It's like it's in a yeah.
Well, I'm still probably muttering sounds, but it's like,
Okay.
yeah, it's just
Yeah. All right. He's muttering in Indian. Actually, Dr. Channing speaks several native languages. He might know the specific one, but yeah. So, John, you appear. It appears to you as if you're currently standing in Roanoke. It's nighttime, but unlike the last time you were here at night, it doesn't appear to be like the ghost buildings are not back. It's normal.
it's a full village. It's yeah, and I don't know if I see other spirits or not, or if it's just seeing
Not
Virginia.
really. Like,
Yeah.
You do see a bright light in this. You know, you do see a bright light that's basically what Virginia looks like in spirit form.
Here.
Yeah, I bowed to her and going, my lady, I have need of your advice of what to go, of how to progress further. We have found Legion.
She raises her hand to stop you, like she already knows. She reads minds. It's quicker this way.
Yeah.
The creature is alive. An unnatural life. but not necessarily one tainted by evil. I cannot say what drives this creature. I imagine there is some validity to your fears that Croatoan could see it as a powerful ally. But Croatoan cannot make one follow him who does not willingly choose to follow him. He can tempt, he can persuade, but the decision must belong to the individual. I know not what drives this creature. And without knowing that, I cannot say if it is vulnerable to Croatoan.
Is there any way that you think I can help him see the right direction, or?
It is certainly possible. If this creature is capable of understanding, then I think we owe it to the creature to try to understand it in return.
I didn't ask if it was capable of understanding. I just asked if it could speak.
Sure, and that's why Virginia said if.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I will trust you and your companions to make the right decision. For this creature is brought to life by powers beyond my comprehension.
It was brought to life through the stone, or use of the stone and the fragments of it. Or
And the stone I can understand, but the ways in which Franklin used it are incomprehensible to me.
I guess the best way is to show him, possibly by giving him our trust, but I fear that the others may fear him and might cause problems, but that's the best we can do. Thank you, my lady.
She nods, and her light kind of reverts into deer form, and she goes back to eating leaves.
Maybe the grass, whatever. Yeah.
At least she
Yeah.
went back to her spirit form. Otherwise, you would have seen your deity in the forest eating leaves.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, she's
It looks like
best
the image of-
in
yeah.
natural form.
In deer form, it is canon. She does, in fact, when she's in deer form, eat leaves.
Does she eat when she's in human form, or?
There's probably not a lot of human food in the Lost Colony,
Okay, good to know.
which is probably why she has to turn into deer form and eat leaves.
Yeah. Do spirits really need
Okay.
fruit, though?
Yeah.
Well, she's corporeal at times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When I returned back to my body, I said, you notice a little worried look to my face, and I gone, guys.
It's very dark. They might not.
Also, how long has it been?
I'll say you're within your hour. Legion is still asleep.
Let's go talk outside.
I tell everyone, it's like, guys, I know you're not gonna like this, but probably the best way of getting him to listen to us is to show him a sign of trust, and I'm willing to be the one that puts his life at risk. It's like I know I've told you he's an abomination, but if he
I
could be reasoned with.
I put my hand on your
And
shoulder. Are you still in your beast form? Because if you are,
no,
not
I probably have reverted back down. But
okay.
but
Yeah, I would say he's in his human form
Okay.
and like, yeah, completely human. He's lost his wolf.
Okay.
aspect, yeah. Yeah, my
Okay.
eyes are, they've turned from the yellowish gold to back to brownish, and it's like, and some people actually have eyes that will change colors. My eyes actually do. They pick up different colors. No, anyways. But no, I tell you, it's like I've talked to Virginia, and she says that there may be a way of getting Legion to our side, or at least that he's not lost at this point. And but I feel like ultimately he needs to be shown a sign of trust, and uh, I'm willing to offer it. And I feel like one-on-one is better than look at all of us. Uh, if you wish to be up, if my attempts fails, and I'll be the first to admit I'm not a real people person, but
But he's not a real people.
Actually, he's
he's
many
multiple
people.
people. He's,
Yeah, he's a fake people person. Which
The,
means you're totally the kind of person to go see Legion.
the real joke here is, guys, I don't like crowds.
a crowd of one, yes, yes, yes. But it's up to you guys. It's like I feel like maybe I can offer him some guidance but it's not my decision to make. I've learned that from working with others.
There are plenty of monsters out there. If we can find one that defies those odds and actually could become an ally or not become evil, I think it's a breath of fresh air.
And if he can redeem himself as well for any issues that has happened between when he's been created and now, that's more power to him too. And I sort of have a faraway look when I say that.
So, what say everyone? I say we try to save him.
I think that if you
He's-
can try to get him to listen, then go for it. I obviously don't want to unleash evil upon the world.
For myself, I've never seen this creature except till now. I'm
That's right,
wary
you were
of
not there
it.
when he was created either.
I'm very wary of it. But if it's been given life, I will remain here to put it out of its misery should that be needed. But I will defer to you all.
I suggest you guys leave the barn and maybe gather on the well. I know I'm asking a lot, but
It has human shape.
Sorry, I was muted.
Because you have human
I will-
doubt.
I said I will wait by the wagon because I would rather not wait outside the couple's window. But
yeah, I assume that was the well here.
Yeah, that's the well.
Yeah, I assume that gave people a lot of cover. That's why.
We should also not be too close to the well because the window right here, it looks like. And if they happen to be in the house and their light comes out and sees us, then it's kind of awkward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of awkward. Just a smidge.
And there's like a small loft upstairs in this house that just isn't on the map because it's
Yeah.
a 2D map.
Yeah, Little House on the Prairie. Okay, yeah.
Wait, is
yeah.
there a loft in the barn?
That would be perfect, actually.
I'm gonna say no in the barn because it seems like the hay is stored in this little back area here. So, and when I say there's a loft in the house, I mean it's like just over part of the house, not enough room to stand up in. It's just most likely a place where the daughter sleeps.
A Little House on the Prairie. Come on.
Sure.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me you never saw this show.
Of course. There's more than one, by the way.
Yeah.
Not well enough to remember it.
Kids today, huh, Trevor?
Come on, my knowledge of classic TV is usually pretty good. You can't fault me for not having memories of every show.
There wasn't enough, action in it.
My sister
Well,
loved that show.
Well,
I think that's part of the reason why I never paid much attention to it. I think
Well,
she
my
liked
mom
it to
liked
be
it, so-
trashed. So.
Yeah.
hey, I grew up with two brothers, so the only one who really wanted to watch it was my mom. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, and that's where my memories of it come from. I remember my mom watching it, and I was probably in the room, but I was probably more focused on my Ninja Turtles.
But come on, Laura and Mary and her little sister. Can't remember the little
It
sister.
has been a very long time since I've seen it, though. And my memory of movies is not as perfect as Adam's.
It's when you go do 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 do
Okay.
do 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 do. Sorry.
So anyway,
Anyways,
sounds like 3 of you are staying in the barn and 2 of you are going outside.
Yeah, I'll move across the way so I'm not like in his business, but I don't want to leave.
yeah, because I probably would light a candle or something that's small that gives a little bit of illumination, but not
Okay.
you know.
And Dr. Channing, are you staying in the barn?
I am to
Right.
be with Silverlock and back him up if
Okay.
need be. Perhaps I can talk some reason into the creature.
Okay.
He has human shape. He deserves human doubt.
All right. So I'm assuming you guys have woken Legion up at this point.
Yeah, I move closer between him and Josiah, and I take my weapons off and lay them in front of Legion. And
It's too sleepy. Like, go away, trying to sleep.
Goes back to sleep, turns back around.
Go away, funny looking man.
And Legion kind of looks,
down it.
stands up, raises to his full height. And he's at least a head taller than you. Like, Silverlock's a taller guy, but Legion, at least a head taller.
And I look at him, which I'm not used to looking up at people, and go, hello? Because it's like, it's like I have some confidence, but it's like, then again, when someone's standing taller than you and you're not used to that, it's a little unnerving. So, and like I said, I am not a people person, so it's like,
I want to back out of his personal space a little.
well, you're right there. So it's like,
I'm assuming Channing is saying this while trying to literally tug
No,
Silverlock back from Legion.
No. That's just me in the 21st century talking about 20th century concepts.
but then again, as I don't think Silverlock would back down just because it's like that would be
Fair
in the animal kingdom as a sign
enough.
of that you're
And Legion's regarding you.
I'm showing him my bare hands. It's like, and I've heard you are not. You have
I'm
not
going to
been.
go ahead and make an empathy check.
Oh yes, empathy.
So, if you're back to human, how do you have bare hands?
Pardon me.
Never mind.
It's because he has that
The
spell.
puns
Yeah.
continue.
Aaron, no.
Yeah,
Buddy,
Don't be
please.
jealous, Adam. I know you.
yeah. I'll spin the style point just because it's like empathy is not my forte, and yeah, it's not something I've actually spent points on.
Or
Okay.
cared what people think in the first place.
Yeah.
Actually, was that one of the? Oh, I already have a +2 on that with Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say because this creature is inscrutable to Virginia, you
Okay.
don't get her bonus on this one.
Okay, not a problem.
Since we've already established that she has.
Okay, not a problem. Like I said, it was like one of those things. Like right before I rolled it, it's like, oh wait, that's one of them I marked. That's
Yeah. It
one that-
seems like Legion doesn't quite know what to make of you. He's regarding you.
It's like I'm not threatening. I'm that he sees my weapons probably on the ground in front of me. It's like
Give him food.
it's like I hear you can.
He easily steps around, like, over the hay bales, kind of going around you and heading out.
He's ignoring us.
Okay, I can follow him easily.
This is
I moved
funny.
in 6
Sir,
without.
sir.
It just went right by me. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. He
You're not worth
pushes open the barn door, leaves it ajar, and wanders out.
Is he getting water from the well?
Make an empathy check.
Let's see if he's thirsty.
Well, that or needing a bathroom break. One of those two.
Oh God, peeing in the well.
Well, not
He's
necessarily.
not going to pee in the well. I'll just make that really clear.
Thank you.
If you
Um,
roll a 0, you might think it though.
Got two though.
As soon as he gets outside, he kind of looks up.
Camp.
Yeah, Aaron, your cameras. We can see more of the star than you in your bed.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of Jeff's problem.
Cameras just going everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like when I'm talking to my nephew and he will literally like aim the laptop camera at the ceiling. I'm like, Noah, you're doing it wrong, buddy.
You have a brother named Noah?
Yes.
So do
Well,
I.
my nephew. I have a nephew named Noah.
Oh, okay. I have a brother named Noah.
Yes, I know. We've met. He joined one
Oh, that's
session
right.
of
Yeah.
the last campaign. One or two. But yeah, Legion, he seems confused.
Yeah, I follow him out and offer him some jerky because odds are that's what Silverlock would have.
I'm
He
following
reaches over,
several
takes
paces
it, and
behind.
just one bite, just tosses it in his mouth. It's
He
gone.
just wolfs it down. Yes.
He tosses it in his mouth. He's chewing it. It's
Can I give him
probably used.
a water skin and ask him if he speaks?
Don't crowd him. It's like,
Legion, after struggling to get the water skin open, literally just tears part of it off.
I
and
would have
drinks
opened it for him. I would have opened it for
Okay.
him.
Okay.
Wait, does he pee in it, Adam? Does he pee in it?
He doesn't pee in anything. I'm just going to make that clear. Legion is not going to pee.
Stop thinking about
This-
pee.
Graham's gonna stay kind of within the barn, musketet kind of just being held lower. Not really sure how to kind of take all this in. I'm just gonna be watching.
He drinks the water.
I asked him, "Do you understand us?" And I speak in English, of course.
Can I start speaking in whatever languages I know? Not that I know that many languages.
Sure, but Legion's response is not going to change.
I'm
Cool,
gonna
cool.
cock the hammer back.
Now we're in initiative order.
So we're redoing it, or just
Oh no, I'll keep you guys
Keeping
in the
what-
same
okay.
order. But I'm gonna say we've kind of gone through, and we've gotten, it was Graham's action that kind of triggered everything. So we're gonna keep the order, but we're gonna let Graham start. Like he cocks the hammer back. Legion.
Where is Graham's not on the chart?
I'm here.
Oh.
Oh, if I didn't roll on initiative, so if you like, I could do that right now.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Sorry. Again, I saw ones from last week and just assumed they were.
Four.
Right.
So.
Okay, so yeah, we'll stay top of the turn order with Graham. That'll work.
Now, here's the thing. I wasn't like about to put him down, just kind of more like
Sure, but
like click.
he
but
reacts to the sound of the gun, like
Turn sword, yeah.
and he turns on, and he turns.
And you said calm the troubled mind would not be a useful spell.
Not normally.
I
The-
said we're not
when do
using
we
the
ever
sanity
have
mechanic,
normal?
is
but
he?
yes, there are
the-
probably
when are
times
we
where
ever
it would be
normal?
useful.
Does he turn towards me and like looks like he's about to attack?
He turns toward you, and he's got that kind of fight or flight look in his eyes. What you do next could make all the difference in the world.
Okay, can I roll an empathy check to see if
You
I
can.
feel like he's about, because of, even if I pulled the hammer back and caused it, is he going to attack me or my friends? Is kind of what I want to see.
You can.
Yes.
Oh, no style. It's a 3.
Yeah, he's agitated. You don't know if an attack is imminent, but he's definitely agitated.
Graham is going to lift the musket and pull the trigger, and I'm going to burn all 3 of my style points.
Okay.
Adam was like, good.
Oh
Drama.
my goodness. 13 dice and 2 successes.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
Ow.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Nice.
Because I probably would have leaped toward in the way. It's like
Okay.
I could, but I know I'm still
Dr.
over
Channing and Mary, you're up next.
Oh, there goes.
I have no freaking clue what to do here. Are we trying to capture this guy? Are we trying to kill him? Are we?
Right? You know as much as everybody else.
All right.
I've been
Yeah.
sort of trying to calm him down and convince him to be on our side.
Yeah, it's
but
like half the party's trying to talk him down. At least one guy's trying to shoot him. It's definitely definitely not a unified message here.
it's a
Yeah.
typical PC part, a
I'm
reaction.
just
Yes.
gonna put him back to sleep because
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, we got to figure out what to do here because we're all doing different things, and that's worse than doing nothing.
putting him to sleep gives us more time.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm gonna do. He's within touching range, which means +2.
Well, Graham, do your action. So.
Oh, that was my action.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
4.
Sorry, Josiah.
he
Sorry.
fired
Or-
and missed.
My action
So
is to sit there. And
Josiah and
figure
Mary
out
are at
what
the
we're
same
doing.
time, so they can go in whatever order they choose.
Sleep.
I'll move my character up here.
So yeah, the shot goes wide. Mary grabs Legion's arm and kind of puts everything into the sleep spell.
See,
Legion
silver luck.
staggers back, kind of crashes against the well.
Guys, we got some bigger props to think about now. A, we have a very large creature against the well. B, that gunshot was loud.
Yeah. And at this point, I'm taking you out of turn order because once again, you're not in combat. You see the farm girl is emerging and just kind of running over
My boyfriend.
Okay, I want to regardless of if I see that he's down, I'm gonna drop to a knee, a fake knee, because I have a new leg, and I
Yeah.
will start to reload my musket with another silver musket ball, unless someone's going to actively try to engage with
Yeah,
Graham and stop him.
she's
But
she's running toward you, and she's like, "What are you doing here? Don't hurt him."
We're trying to figure that out ourselves, Miss.
He's my soulmate.
Aaron.
How come I can find love, but I'm still struggling to find it? I don't understand.
What? Okay. What exactly are we trying to do with this creature?
I think we're trying to
Yeah.
save him and prevent him from going dark side.
Save him
Yeah.
by killing
Yeah,
him?
preventing
Shooting
him.
him?
No.
I don't
No.
know what
Just
Graham
leave
was
every-
doing.
just-
Graham got here
You
late.
guys are talking amongst yourselves. She's running over.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's basically got a broom that she's looking to whack probably Thomas, because he's the nearest one to her, with the broom,
yeah.
because she thinks you're attacking Legion.
I probably would have ran up to try to keep him from falling in the well because,
No, whatever.
which I can
Oh, he
see
doesn't
her.
fall in the well. He falls like he's slouched up
Yeah.
against the well. His
Yeah.
head's kind of like he's gonna have a very stiff neck when he wakes up.
Yeah, well, like I said, I probably would try to make certain he didn't fall in because how tall he was, because I could see him actually falling into the
He
well.
falls in and drowns and dies. We're all like, okay.
Yeah. Well, no, if he's, if
That would solve our problem.
yeah, it's
I
like,
do not claim responsibility if people cannot swim.
if he's 8 foot tall, which I would be assuming that that's how tall he was.
Well,
If
yeah.
Silver like having
okay,
looked up to him.
My big question here is, are we going to allow him to go free? Because if we can't allow him to go free, then we need to restrain him somehow. And if
look,
we-
he was going to attack. I could see it.
And at
I
this
think-
point, she's made it to Legion's side. Leave Walter alone. He hasn't done anything to you.
Graham will
Walter.
freeze.
We should talk to her to determine how she actually is able to communicate with him and learn from that.
Did he tell
That
you his
sounds-
name?
Like a good idea.
He's my brother. Of course I know his name.
Oh, that's even weirder.
Graham is going to abandon the rifle and pull out a pistol.
Which part of him is your brother?
His face.
Make
This part and this part and that part.
make an empathy. I would say make an empathy check.
Sorry, he's in pieces, so you know.
So is she right now. Emotionally.
I don't even know.
She glares at you and kind of again is trying to this very small, like barely out of her teens girl trying to protect this giant hulking undead monster.
Well, like I said, I probably was halfway supporting him too, but whatever. It's like, and if he's meeting me with a broom, I probably would just be taking it as like, going, okay, yeah,
He
I
hasn't hurt
understand.
anyone. Leave him alone.
It's like we want to
Does
keep
my empathy
him
roll do anything?
from hurting anybody.
The problem is not so much that he hasn't hurt anyone, but more than that, his inability to calm himself when angry, not fly into an attacking rage when feeling threatened.
Well, what do you
When
expect?
has he ever done that?
What do you expect? He gets dragged off to your war, comes back. Well, look what was done to him. Of course he's going to protect himself.
Oh, he's returned back to the
She's
place where
the
his
pace of
head
the
lived.
brother. Yeah, remember I had asked
Okay,
before about.
alright. So, okay, folks, maybe the best thing is to just leave him here. If this is where
Yeah.
he's safe
If
and he can't get himself into any trouble, maybe this is where he needs to stay.
we found him, somebody else can find him too.
This is true. He did not hide his traces. Are we saying this out loud?
Yeah, I'm saying
Just to
that.
clarify.
I'm saying it out loud.
This is true. He did not hide his traces very well.
We don't want to harm him. I look back at Graham with like a side eye.
Graham's
At
eyes
this
are
point-
still wide, but he's going to put the pistol back
At
into
this
his
point,
belt.
she's shaking Legion, trying to wake him up.
Oh, then I'm not going to put
Wait,
the pistol
that's
away
not-
if that's the case.
He was about to attack us, of course. He's fine though.
You
Because
broke
we
into his
poked
home
him.
and I heard gunfire.
He was
talk-
going
What
to
did you
attack.
expect him to do?
Could we please talk before you wake up your brother?
Was
A
your brother
diplomacy-
always this tall?
Make a diplomacy check.
I can't. I don't have diplomacy.
I can do it.
Graham? Or
I actually had
Can we
Josiah,
please
sure.
talk before waking up your brother?
no, it was deception.
Make a diplomacy check.
Mary got 2.
We'll see. It's not very.
She looks at you and she's not actively shaking him, so she's probably willing to listen to you, but if you say anything dumb, she's going to resume waking up Legion.
Okay, can I resume loading my musket? I presumed I got 1 round of reloading while she was
Yeah,
running
I'll
up.
say you can be reloading.
I'd probably go back to Graham and go, you're not helping.
I'll say back to Graham and it's like, don't do that.
I'm gonna all just like wave you away, like whether we use it or not, I need to reload.
I probably would grab your weapon, your gun, because
I'd,
I'm like, this
Let
is
him have
All right, you two make opposed strength checks.
I'm gonna fight you to hold on to my gun.
Yeah.
Selfish.
You two make opposed strength checks to see.
Also, I do think that Adrian earned a style point for being
Oh, impulsive.
impulsive.
Yeah!
That,
Give it back!
just as a side note,
I'm giving them both style points
because that definitely did not help our cause, and it was most definitely impulsive.
yeah. So yes, you both get style points. Graham for being impulsive and Silverlock for being just generally.
Oh, I think you.
anti-musket.
I think you gave me 2. I'll take 2 if you want, but
So, you guys are.
While they're doing that,
I
You
have
guys,
it.
yeah, you guys are grappling over the musket, and it doesn't take long for Silverlock to kind of wrench out of Graham's hand, and in a way that sends him staggering back.
not used to
Do you
having
want
a leg.
this back?
yes.
No.
Well, they're
Come
fighting.
Get it.
I
Can I
can
just
totally
close
see
the
that.
barn door
Yeah, it's
and then
keep away,
continue
yeah.
our conversation?
Sure.
And you just
Leave
like
the
kick the
animals
fake
to
leg off, and I go.
themselves.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you were staggered back. You like ripped the musket out
Yeah.
of your hands, and because you rolled a 0, you ripped it out so forcefully that the powder in the pan has kind of fallen out.
Okay,
like,
so back to
you've
0.
You've lost some progress on the reloading it. You're back to 1.
Okay, all right. I'll put...
Anyway, I do think that you obviously want to take care of Walter, known to us by a different name. And I am not against this. However, should anything happen, you need to contact us.
Make another diplomacy check.
Can I put my 1 remaining point in this? Because
Sure.
this is somewhat important.
And
Meredith
if anyone outside has diplomacy and wants to assist, you may.
I'm gonna stay out of this one.
Josiah,
Yeah, well, I
Perfect,
said
yeah.
outside, so it'd be Dr. Channing. If you have diplomacy and want to assist, you
I
may.
actually do not, although I'm going to rectify that soon.
Okay.
I
So
could-
Thomas, do you have diplomacy, Thomas?
I do
you
not.
would not.
Ugh. Useless, all of you.
I gotta
Actually,
have to
pretty good
rethink
roll,
your
though.
mind.
She's listening. Go on.
We were worried because of his strength and impulsiveness, that's the word, that he might become a target to people. We don't want that to happen, of course, and we just want to make
I
sure
was
that
afraid too when he first showed up, looking the way he does, but eventually he said my name. I know he recognizes me. Whatever was done to him, he's still my brother.
Some of them is.
And you plan to take care of him?
Yes. Until he can take care of himself.
I hope the best for you. And I want to give her contact information in case she needs any assistance.
Here's my Facebook and my Instagram.
TikTok.
Yeah, it's not like you guys actually have the most stable address. So
I
who
would-
who would you like her to send for?
I would suggest Ben Franklin just because he is.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
John's not outside.
it's
So.
true. No one's the people who are most likely to object to giving her Franklin's contact info aren't there. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say
Well.
that's what happens.
It's actually really funny.
If anything goes wrong, I'll send for this Dr. Franklin.
He also was not particularly covert about getting here. So he did leave a bit of a trail.
Yes, I know. The villagers thought there might have been a bear.
Mm,
I've been keeping him here in secret.
secret.
He usually stays in the barn. It only comes out for a little bit at night and when he first wakes up.
You say he was your brother.
He is my brother.
Is your brother. Apologies for misspeaking. How do you two communicate?
I talk to him and he talks back. He doesn't talk very much, but like I said, he knows my name and some other words.
Is he in pain? Is there anything we can do to help ease your burden?
Just leave us alone.
Might I-
Miss, you should know that there may be people who will be looking for him who will not have his best interest at heart. What is
Or
what would
yours.
or yours, or those in the community around you? What do you intend to do if this occurs?
Or even an interest in keeping you alive.
She doesn't seem to have an answer for that.
We could take
We
him
can't-
somewhere safe.
We can't stay here. We can't stay here and protect him, but he needs to be someplace safe. We can
Nick,
take him with us.
I will say if you want to
Someplace
spend the
where he can be
experience to
safe.
buy diplomacy and make a diplomacy check, you can.
Very much so.
Okay. You can buy it one level in diplomacy.
All right. That gives me a whole 3. I'm going to roll something else that I have 3 in because
Okay.
it'll take me a little while to buy it up. So I think it's like
Yep.
athletics is 3 or something stupid like that. Let me take
Okay. Yeah. As long as
I
you
have
can-
a 4 and I will totally assist you.
All
Okay.
right. And I'm going to actually put 2 style points into it.
put my points into keeping this situation from turning violent.
Well,
And
Yeah.
you roll 0. Won't want one.
Oh God.
all right. So 2 style points into
So you're getting a
athletics,
+4
which
bonus.
is really actually
to the-
diplomacy.
Yes. To this skill that we will acknowledge.
Oh, sweet.
So what would you have me do?
I would suggest that you let us take him with us, and we can make sure that he's in a place where he can be safe and he will not be harmed. I know this is difficult for you, but I think it's the best for him and for yourself and for your community.
Where do you
He's
want to take him?
unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Where do you want to take him?
To be honest with you, Miss, we haven't decided that yet. This is still a new situation to us, so we're trying to understand what's best for all concerned.
If you take him, I'm going to. I'm not going to leave him. He
Okay.
needs me.
Okay. That would be acceptable, I think, to us.
That does solve a problem of caretaker.
Yeah.
How well are
plus-
you able to survive?
What?
Sorry. No, I didn't think that question out. Hold on. I'm mentally thinking right now about if we take him to the island, like there's only leaves there to eat, as we learned earlier.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, she's
we
gonna
can do
have
that.
trouble
We got to
living
come up
in
with a solution
Roanoke.
that involves
Yeah.
him.
But
being
I
able
might
to
be able to teach her the ways of living off the land. I could, you know,
You understand, Miss, that your life may be very different from now on if you go with him. You won't be a farm girl anymore. You'll be a caretaker to your brother and perhaps other.
I'm an apprentice
things.
baker, thank you very much.
Oh, my apologies. I wasn't aware of your livelihood. Forgive me, please.
They might not have access to.
Although people want bread wherever you
Well,
go. So.
there's wild grains,
Okay, okay.
wild wheat.
You're not there. You're in the barn trying to stop Graham from doing
Okay.
something
I
that gets you all
I
killed.
say to her, well, miss, I do know that there are bread is something that is universally valuable, and if you're capable of making it, then perhaps there's there would be a way for you um, to ply your trade wherever we end up with taking your brother.
Well, we can't leave now. He's still sleeping. We can help me get him to the barn. We'll leave in the morning. I'll tell my uncle that I'm going.
Okay. That's very forward thinking of you.
I offer to help her move her Walter.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be Thomas and Channing moving this guy because there's no way in hell she's like she could maybe carry his hand if it were not attached. Like
We'll take him in the
he's a very small girl. He's a very
It
large
wasn't attached.
monster.
Well, it wasn't at one point. So I mean, I guess
You know, having the girl solves another problem, which is helping to control him.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Now we just have to figure out what the hell we're gonna do with him.
You also have to make sure.
I have
Graham-
no bright ideas.
I'll see you guys can get Legion back into the barn at least.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Silverlock and Graham see like the doors open and
Yeah.
Thomas and Josiah just dragging Legion in and kind of
I do one of these to Graham.
Yeah, I also give Graham a
Whatever
withering
the whatever the 1700s equivalent of that is.
sure.
I think it's time for me to start making some clothes for a certain oversized, cut up
look.
and
That
stitched
makes
up.
sense.
You need to make
Man.
a big sweater.
Oh yes, oh yes. So he doesn't stand out quite so much. I mean,
Sure.
there's nothing I can do about his height.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do about the fact that he's scarred up, except for
there-
put some clothes on him. You know,
Yeah.
the thing that Graham would not allow. Sorry, Silverlock will not allow me to do.
Yeah.
I think
Mr.
it would
Silverlock.
humanize him too. He
Ah.
would look less like a scary monster and more like some big thing in a poofy sweater or whatever.
And to me, it's like, oh, if you just hide them under the hay.
Yeah.
Can't hide him under the hay for the whole trip back.
Mr. Silverlock, will you please unhand my musket?
If
my
you
God.
learn, it's like,
Yes.
yeah, I'm sort of probably just handling it as like,
Silverlock just gives it back, takes his hand, he's like, no, no.
Silverlock puts all his points into strength to see if he can break the musket over his knee.
don't tip me because it's like, a musket's not no good without.
I mean, it's not going to
the-
snap, but you might be able to bend it enough that it's not going to.
Well, you'd break the stock. That's if you break the butt of it. It's like, yeah, you're not going to be holding a pistol with. But no, I'd probably, you need to learn to control yourself.
He was
Yeah.
gonna attack us.
No.
Yes.
I looked down at you. No.
Well, certainly, hopefully not now. But then, yes.
No.
No, no.
Silverlock.
So,
Silverlock's looking
speak
down
to
off
the
him, and then
hand.
Graham makes his leg make him taller.
No.
So he's standing up taller on him.
I probably would keep the leg
it's
out.
it's not an Inspector Gadget leg. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, Thomas
Well,
pulls
I
out
was gonna
one
say, if
ball.
it
only
was,
has
I'd-
the one. So if it did, he'd be like at a very odd angle.
Yeah, and I probably would kick the leg out of him to go, no.
Suddenly, Thomas pulls out a water bottle. He's like, no, no.
Yeah. Very well. Give me my musket back, Silverlock.
All right.
Pulls off the corner. I love my musket.
Yeah,
The
you
girl
need to
who-
learn when you use these thunder sticks properly.
I will say that the
Why?
girl, who by now you've learned her name is Sarah, says you can stay in the barn.
Thanks.
with Walter.
Yes.
That sounds safe.
I most certainly will not. But if I get my musket back, then I will actually go. Like, we have a wagon. How did we get here? Did we just
We
walk?
walked.
You walk.
You guys. I'm gonna
We had
presume you had
horses.
horses, but you.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit by the well and load my musket.
Okay.
Pouting.
Yeah, I was really interested in Graham's reaction when he learned the monster was also named Walter.
He froze up there.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, that was a last minute idea that I.
if that was in combat and that happened, that would have been really scary because I still would have frozen up.
Yeah, and it almost was.
Yeah, our GM's not evil. Well,
Most of the
too
time.
much.
I'm just...
All right, so she goes back to the house, and you guys, unless you make it eventful, you guys have a very uneventful night. Like again, unless you wake up the giant monster and
Well, like I'm not
again.
not
No.
going in the house.
No.
So
Graham
Get
wakes
my
up
weapons.
and Walter's cuddling next to him. He's like, "Wait, what the hell?"
Oh no, Legion sleeps through the night. Like it was already his bedtime,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Legion
crib my-
sleeps through the night.
Could you please rename him his character to make him Walter on a character sheet? Because that'd be great.
Retrieve my weapons, my axe and my knife. Just
In the morning, you guys are roused very early by. I mean, you're on a farm, so the crow of the cock, and then Sarah comes in very early to make sure that she gets there before you and her brother wake up, to make sure there's just no more misunderstandings.
I will like wipe off the scuff of the bullet on the hitting the well. No more misunderstandings.
Would I be able to have made that shirt?
In one night, I'm gonna say not. No, you didn't have any cloth. Like you didn't have enough cloth to make that shirt. You probably had. You probably always have a little bit of something with you to work on, but
I probably made the hood then, so the head would not be like a. I invented the first hoodie. Right now.
I will say, make a crafting sewing roll. We'll see how much
Yeah.
you.
Did I invent the first hoodie or did I not? No, I did not.
No.
I
Not
fell
with
asleep.
one.
I fell asleep.
My question is, how many hours were you going to spend on it before you went to bed? You
I
can
was
make
probably
one
gonna
roll
fall
for every
asleep.
hour that you stayed up working on it, but keep in mind it was around like 10 o'clock when 10 o'clock.
I probably wouldn't have stayed up too late knowing I didn't have enough fabric.
She probably
anyways.
fell asleep knitting.
I probably fell
Get
asleep
one
knitting.
pearl
Yeah.
food, knit one pearl.
I'm going to say if you make enough rolls, there are like sacks you could make it out of, but
Oh,
yeah.
that
Well,
doesn't scream. Look, I'm a homeless person.
I mean, sure, it's not great, but that's what you would have had for materials. And with that roll,
Yeah.
even trying to modify a sack into a hood, you did not succeed.
No.
Like,
No.
if you tried it, it would be more akin to putting a bag over someone's head.
I plan to make the first hoodie though. Like
Okay.
the first hoodie is invented in 1776.
But not by you this time.
Not today. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see how I roll.
Maybe next year. We'll find out. Maybe next week.
Yeah, the big thing is, it's like, do we all want to go back to Roanoke? That's,
That is the question you guys have to answer.
We could put him
I
somewhere.
could take her back. It's like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it'll take me a while to get them there.
Apparently, the modern hoodie was invented in the 1930s,
Told
but it
you.
wasn't until the premiere of the movie Rocky that it was catapulted into prominence. Yes, I did just Google the history of the hoodie.
I knew it wasn't made yet because
Yeah. I mean, there were like cloaks with hoods dating back to the Middle Ages, but in terms of putting one on a shirt or a jacket, yeah.
I plan to put it on the shirt.
Well, sweatshirt, basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I found myself wondering, is the Revolution era hoodie in Assassin's Creed 3, is there any basis to that? And I can tell you no. Like, I looked that up years ago.
It's well, good. Come on. Our click count.
But yes, so she comes. Yeah. She has, some basic, like, bread and bacon,
I think we could put them in
and cheese.
the town we came from. We're going to.
But they're far away from Roanoke.
Yeah, I
No.
mean, what are you talking about? Like, putting Legion up at Graham's cabin?
Oh, even there,
Graham.
and that's at least a day or two, or
Yeah,
maybe even a week drive.
Yeah, I mean,
back to Shadowbrook.
yeah, there's not a lot of stuff close.
Because we're what about here?
You're the red dot.
No,
I
we're
thought
south
the
of
red
the
dot
red
was
dot.
the
We're in New Jersey.
where the city was.
Oh, right. Yes, the red
So
dot
we're
is the
about, so we're
Yeah.
about
town.
here.
So you're like right
half hour.
here, the New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey,
Yeah.
Oh,
right
okay.
there, like not quite in the mountains, but yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, we might not want to bring them south right now because we still needed to go check out that city. Did we want to do that now? Because that's just going to be a whole lot more time. And then escort them back.
Yeah. So there's that. There's the potential monster outbreak. Obviously, Franklin might have more use for you in
Valley.
Philadelphia with the whole trying to ensure that independence happens. And you've been informed that there's a lot going on in New York right now.
I think Legion would fit in better in a bigger settlement where, not everybody knows everybody, and where you could probably get
Cheers.
kind of lost in the crowd more.
I
think
I don't think you
Philadelphia
could-
would be a good idea, actually.
Yeah, I think sending them back south. Wait.
I'm afraid if they're by themselves, they're just gonna something.
Inevitable, yes, of course.
I was gonna say we've already had something bad happen with abandoned people, or let them off on their own.
NPCs not
It's like
escorted.
the last time we left someone named Walter to his own devices, something bad happened.
Well, yeah. Well, and you have to remember in that fight, I was very reluctant to leave.
Yeah, no, I know you are, and I know what you're getting at. And
Yeah. It's like,
Mary, too, would also not have left them had she known that the father was going to abandon his son. No offense,
Wow.
Graham.
no, it's when
to be fair,
Thomas abandoned the son. That's when the bad thing happened.
it's everyone's fault except mine.
That's right.
That is absolutely not true, actually, because it is true because
It's all
yeah,
Larry's fault.
it was that redcoat saw an enemy soldier with a gun at his friend. Anyone would have been cheating not to shoot him. And then
You
the
keep
dice
telling
just
yourself
made
that.
it really.
It's all
Yeah,
Aaron's
right.
fault. It's all Aaron's fault. He
Adam's
let
like,
the
I
kid
was
lie
just
himself.
here, innocent bystander. I didn't drive this story at all.
Yes, just some PC decided to leave an NPC guarding. Yeah, and it wouldn't be the newest guy that joined the group. hmm
Adam,
Yeah.
you're very
There's a lot of blame to go around. Most of it directed at Aaron.
Yeah, I agree.
I have many
But, yeah.
responses that I don't know you guys will have to make, so I'm not gonna make them. But long story short, yeah.
My question
Hey,
is, what does the party want to do now? Because yeah, you do have a lot of places you could go, and then the
I
question is, where are you guys going, and are you bringing?
to be honest with you, I think Philadelphia is a good idea because A, this is kind of Franklin's problem. B, if this creature is going to continue to live, it would probably do better in a big city where it can have some hope of blending in.
Yes.
well,
And
John would probably want him to go
at this point,
to
is
Roanoke,
Franklin
but
is Franklin known to take responsibility for his creations? Is it?
is he ever?
He can. I think he can be persuaded, quote
I mean-
unquote, to recognize that he has some responsibility. I mean, he was doing it for a good reason, but
I mean,
it's
yeah,
still
like, what we
his
do know is that
responsibility.
Franklin didn't avoid responsibility for his illegitimate children. So,
Oh, good. Yeah, that's what my question was. Is do we know if you have kids yet or not?
Do we know that? Actually, do our characters know that?
Ben Franklin took his son in and raised him, and
Well, there you go then.
didn't
Did he
didn't
give
have a
his
falling
name?
out
He's a
until
model
his son,
dad.
until his son became the governor of New Jersey.
But did
Like,
they give
Oh.
him
Well, that was
give him his
yeah.
name? That's,
He was,
So
that's
Yeah.
the question.
he's a
he
model
did.
dad. Sounds
Oh,
like a plan
okay.
to me.
Yeah, he embraced his son until his son became a loyalist. In which case,
He still
Well-
loved him
well-
for sure.
that's what he has. Yeah.
yeah, things were tense, but
Anyways, that's my vote.
Well, you have to go have sons on both sides just in case whoever wins, you know.
Sad, but sometimes true.
all right. So we have one vote for immediately taking the girl and the monster to Philadelphia.
John would want him to take him to Roanoke because he's like,
Okay.
going, okay, that's
You can't keep
I-
going down to Roanoke to ask Virginia what to do next.
no. I've already talked to her. What
She
do you
said
mean
you
ask
decide.
her?
She said you decide.
Yeah, it's like I think
Sure.
if he's with
The
him-
problem we have is it doesn't seem to be a very livable place at the
Yeah,
present.
there's not a life there. I mean, maybe he could find some kind of existence, but what kind of existence would a assistant baker find on a deserted island?
I'm certain Virginia could let her learn how to survive down there.
I just don't think it's fair to her to
We also have the
live a
problem
completely
of
different
an
lifestyle
outbreak.
than she's ever thought of living.
Hold on, let me continue my sewing as I continue working on my shirt.
And I'd probably just go life isn't fair, unfortunately.
Oh no, because
It's
our
like,
mole town. It's a
The old
mole town.
grandma's
In
like
that Hollow Earth game we
No.
ran, they kept like they
Oh,
go
my.
exploring the caverns for a day and always go back to the mole people town. And it was weeks. They made no progress because the minute something happened, they'd rush back to the mole people town.
You gave them clever names.
Yes.
Never
Yes.
name your NPCs.
Your
There-
fault. Your fault again.
Yes, there was one like stranded explorer who lived in the mole town who gave them names
mole
like Mollard Fillmore and
And you wonder, we're like,
I
oh,
thought the mole people
Moriarty.
hated humans, hated
They
other
did.
creatures.
ish.
So why
But
did
this
they
one guy
kill you
was
or
able
something?
to convince him.
That's right.
Oh well.
Is
To
this
be
your character
clear,
that's extremely
blame
I
high
the
never
grade?
GM.
noticed the mole people embrace these names, or if that was just like this crazy guy trying to keep track of the different ones.
We never found out because they all burned the next week.
Now that guy's name is Holy Moly.
Yes,
made
I
that
eventually had to have the lizard people come and genocide the mole people so that they move on with their adventure.
Oh, jeez.
But the bell, so it's important to know as that happened, we discovered that I think my character was carrying a skin from a T-Rex that I shot in killed in 2 shots. To use as a parachute to go back up using an updraft.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
guys had a
work.
lot of weird ideas in that game.
Yes, we did. And none of them worked. None of them worked.
The joys and curses of the dice. Yes.
As long as they weren't Tony's ideas, they were probably.
Nope. When it was Tony's idea, he did get himself another party member killed.
Okay, so Tony was in this game. Got
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
It was Aaron's idea. That's sort of like, no, that shouldn't work. No, how could he? No.
Oh no, this was one where the party got captured and somehow Tony and only Tony evaded capture. And he approached the group of tribal warriors. Basically, they offered him single combat, and the guy's like, if you can even land a scratch on me, I'll let them go. Thinking, okay, he can at least do 1 point of damage. Well, Tony instead tried to shoot the guy. All the tribal warriors kind of responded, and he was Julius Caesar. As was the party member who tried to save him.
That was a sad day. That was a sad day.
I think we should drop them off at the closest reliable waypoint.
That would most likely be Philadelphia.
Okay.
Fate is so fickle.
Like if you travel, I mean, Philadelphia is going to be closer than Roanoke and actually closer than Shadowbrook. So unless
I'm not saying we shouldn't bring them to Roanoke. However, we don't have time for that because there is an outbreak of horrible diseases.
Yeah, how far? It looks like we're a few days away from
this map is the scale.
Yeah, but if we're roughly here at the intersection of New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey.
Should we look and see where Cranberry is in New Jersey?
Again, I just pulled a name. It's not. That's not accurate. Well, yeah, it's about 80, 90 miles to Philadelphia. It's about 45, 50 to.
Yeah, I don't know why it's
the village of the Dam.
Fort Miles, okay, yeah.
So,
50, huh.
I mean, at the pace you're going to be traveling, it's going to be probably at least a week to get to Philadelphia. And then, if you had horses and weren't transporting NPCs,
Goliath over here.
It would still take you quite a bit of time to make it all the way back to. So,
if we do go back, I want to ask him how his men, who were probably supposed to be trained in tracking, missed a trail that the townspeople thought was made by a bear.
Well, the townspeople here in Cranberry thought it was made by a bear. Franklin's trackers might not have got this far. Again, most of them probably thought Legion burned up in the barn.
Yeah. Yeah, the big thing, and I can see John actually wanting to try to commute between the two groups if that's what we decide to do. Trying to get him back to Pittsburgh and the main group going back or to the one city. I could see me trying to do both, and if that means that I get there partially late for anything that happens, I can work with that, but it's up to the group.
John's new name is the Transporter.
So you mean send John alone with them to Philadelphia?
Yeah. But I would be sort of trying to hop back and forth.
What you're saying. You'd escort them to Philadelphia, then turn into a bird and catch up. The question is, knowing how you have been quite vocal about Franklin, would the party want you to be the one to bring them to him?
Yeah. And I wouldn't really be the big... I'd sort of like, guys, do you really want to go to Philly?
John has this whole side adventure where he's like trying to charter a boat to go to Roanoke. And basically the equivalent of a separate campaign.
Wow, there is that too. But I didn't even think about that. I could say, do you really want to go to that big city? But
Again, I would caution against splitting the party for something that will literally be like
Campaign
a massive
building.
campaign as he tries to navigate.
Shall we bring them
Yep.
with us on this adventure and keep them nearby?
Well, I was even thinking of using my astral projection to sort of keep track of where everything was too. But
We
This
could
is
just
when-
bring them with us north and keep them close by.
it's yeah. It seems like we're fairly close to the city.
It feels
Yeah.
like Boonies all of a sudden. Like he's our crunk, whoever the guy's name was.
Dude, yeah. Except for we have to get closer to the water for it to feel a little more like Goonies.
Yeah, I'm not mutant. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys run into monsters. You start giving all the orders. It's like, Silverlock, take your wolf form. Graham, shoot anything that comes close. Legion, smash.
Legion, stay away because we don't want to have. If you go sort of crazy. Oh,
Did anyone's sister take piano lessons? Anyone? No, okay.
Also, if we are attacked, Graham, don't forget Legion, our side. Oh no, I shot by accident. Legion's like, come on.
Well, if he doesn't attack us,
yeah, and yeah. It's a crow flies 50 miles is not that far away.
So-
Hell, I
Sure,
hope that every
but
day.
Unfortunately,
you'd be
we
traveling at the page of as the Legion stomps.
Yeah. Well, he's in wagon.
but will he stay in the wagon?
Well, if this
depends on how much
sister-
hay's in the wagon. Make him comfortable.
I mean,
It's all about
yeah,
the
if you guys got a wagon, it might help.
I would
At the
like
very
to.
least, you'd be able to, you know.
So,
yeah.
so these discussions and stuff, it's all going on in the morning, right?
I'm assuming so.
Can I pull aside Meredith and try to talk with her about a concern of the dark, evil one? His name was Croatoan, right?
Croatoan.
Croatoan.
Mhm.
What do you think the likelihood is of Croatoan obtaining Legion?
Honestly, I'm more concerned about Croatoan doing something to his sister in order to get his help. With his sister there, I don't see it being a huge issue. He is not in service to him as of yet. Him having the ability to communicate makes things much easier, which
I am completely unconvinced of his capabilities to live a normal life. However,
agree.
if he is in peace and content with here in this with his sister Sarah, perhaps we as a party can tend to the more urgent matter of the village and come back to see them on our way back. If you are thinking that the Crow if if he's not likely to find Legion in the next coming weeks, it's just a thought. I don't like the idea of traveling with him. I don't know what the others think. It was going to attack you. I was sure of it. That's why I fired.
I'm pretty sure it was your gun clicking that made him restless, and I think him being that sensitive to things would be making things difficult. I agree that
Exactly.
leaving them here and coming back to bring them to a calm, peaceful life would be ideal. With war going across the country, with our independence, I don't see there being anywhere in particular that is safe, except for the island, which we don't have time to get to as of now.
Or even then, like they don't want to leave their home. Here, let
Can
us.
let me
This is a
think on it
conversation
for a
we should
bit.
all be having.
Yeah, I was
As-
about to go out and like, bring other people in because at first I was just wanting to talk about Croatoan, and then I kind of.
I'm gonna
think
do
yes.
my sewing and think
Okay.
is
Yeah. Can we get everyone else pull them behind the barn.
so to speak. Yeah.
I, gentlemen, I propose we leave them here. There's other things that seem to be more pressing, and as we've seen, he's very skittish apparently.
Well, you think he's skittish. I don't think he's as skittish as you think he is. I'm not opposed to leaving them here for a short period of time while we go deal with something more important, but I do think that we really should not leave them here. He's very possibly, it's possible that he could be turned to the
When
side of
finding out
Croatoan.
if there's anyone that is actively looking to recruit Legion, if we knew the answer to that question, would that be helpful?
That would help us figure out what to do next, but I think the ultimate answer to that question is at some point, yes, somebody will be. I think it would be dangerous to
I
assume
can
otherwise.
guarantee you somebody is looking for him.
Let me just see really quick as I
I'm
roll
certain
with
that
a
is
minus
true.
4.
I
3.
Yeah, I probably won't believe you even if you say no,
You
because
have
it's
no answer. I will say you rolled well enough to realize any entity that you would be asking questions of, Croatoan.
it's beyond that.
Yeah, Croatoan falls outside of what they know about. So you don't get an answer.
And I'm like,
You get a sense that perhaps questions that directly related to Croatoan should not be brought up again.
Good to know. Well, I did
stepping
learn
dangerous
something.
grounds there.
It wasn't specifically Croatoan. It could have been not, but I guess it was more directly him. It could have also been, oh,
Oh, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. If you're
Okay.
asking about just any random person,
No, but it's iconic. It's like heavily influenced by.
yeah.
believe.
No, but yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
yeah, but
spidey
they
sense
think
that's
he's a
going on.
bear.
Has anyone asked the girl if they want to leave, or is this just all conjecture that we're going to force them to move to a different
No,
city?
No, we're not
I
gonna
think she
force
said
them,
she
but
would go with her brother.
I think we had
Yeah.
communicated to her that she needs to, that her
Leave.
brother needs to leave, and that it's okay that she goes with him. But
But
She's
she
I don't
wouldn't.
think
She wouldn't
she
let him
doesn't seem to be
go.
opposed to that. She seems to be happy to go wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Where does our responsibility lie? If this is not an enemy that needs to be put down, where
It's
does
a
our
pot-
duty?
It's a potential enemy
I
The
think
duty is
that we
potential
can deal with
enemy.
before bad things happen. And I think we do have a responsibility to this creature, which was created by one of our allies.
Okay.
My lady will protect him.
So that means we're taking a quick jaunt to Pennsylvania before we head to the town, which
Well, it's one of those things that's like, personally, Silverlock would try to want to escort him back. If it ends up being one of those things that
Escort them back to where? Are you still thinking about it?
Roanoke, yeah,
Oh, I don't think
Silverlock
that's a
would
good
want to
idea at
take him
all.
back to Roanoke. It's one of those things that's like, if you guys wanted to
What?
say no, we have to investigate the one city first, he would probably be going, okay,
How are they supposed to live over there?
yeah, that's
he would
Yeah.
probably say,
Yeah.
my lady will provide, or will,
But you're sentencing them to banishment.
Yeah, essentially, you're sentencing them to exile without any real.
And I'm not a people person, so to me, it's like living alone. Is that really
Paradise.
a
Well,
problem?
Mr. Whitelock, you,
Super lucky.
these are not people like yourself. They are part of a community, part of a
Well, she is,
larger
but
group,
he's
which
not.
she has some
She
role
will learn.
in.
My lady will
You can't
provide.
just take people out of a community, out of a network of friends and family and
Are we
acquaintances,
forcing
and
her
stuff
to?
them on some island in the middle of nowhere. That's not how
I,
things should be done.
Are we forcing her to go? No, she's saying
Essentially,
she
we
wants.
would be. If we do,
Okay,
She's saying,
we're taking
why
her
don't we
brother.
vote for this? All in favor of taking her to Roanoke, say aye.
"I."
nay.
All in favor of taking them with us to the town in the north, say aye.
Nay.
All in
Nay.
favor of taking them to Pennsylvania, say aye.
Aye.
Do we have to take them ourselves? That's the best solution, but I don't want to babysit them on the road back. We've got things to do.
Well, I would be okay with going, leaving them here for a short period of time while we go north to deal with the situation with the smallpox in the village, and then coming back and taking them back to Philadelphia. But I think
the
they need to go
doctor
back to
speaks reason.
Philadelphia.
Okay. All in favor of leaving them here while we go to the town and then bringing them back on our way back, say aye.
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 Okay, 2 votes for that.
No, 3.
Oh, 3? Okay.
Yeah, Aaron, what did you vote?
I said aye for the most Philadelphia.
Last
Yes, and I said to leave them here for the scary cat creature town. Yes.
Is there anything you can do to, anything we can do to cover their trails that anyone can think of before we set off?
Well, I feel like it's like, and verify me if I'm wrong, Adam. With my astral projection, I probably can travel here to make certain they're still here.
Yeah, you can check on them, but
Yeah.
if you get there
Yeah.
and they're gone, well,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's like because that evil smile. Sorry, yeah,
GM smile.
yeah, that evil GM smile.
yeah. I mean, like I said, you can pop back to check on them, but if you pop back and they're gone, well,
Yeah,
okay.
because
The reason why I'm so hesitant is because Adam is our DM. Let me just put that
any
up there right
GM
now.
No,
I mean,
no,
actually,
any
to be fair,
Let me ask you a
to be
question. Do we
fair,
have
you
any
guys
ability
thought
right
maybe
now to
you're already a Hound
contact
of Croatoan. I'm
Franklin's?
being merciful by having that not happen.
Do we have any ability right now to contact Franklin or his men to let them know that, hey, Legion is here, maybe come pick him up or whatever?
Not
We'd have to
unless it's
send
in
a
the
messenger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been able to contact Virginia Dare, with my spell.
Could you
Yeah,
contact
Franklin, you'd probably have to reach out by mortal means.
Yeah, and it's going to take a while.
Does Graham's leg have a sub on it?
Yeah.
Hello?
He's
I
not.
was going to say, I'm sorry,
He is not get smart. He can't just take off his foot and make a call.
It was a valid question. Don't attack me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we could travel to the one city and back to Virginia before a messenger would arrive. Because
How about like a messenger bird or something? Do we have that
No.
potential?
Being
You
that
had
we
brought
created.
messenger birds with you, you could, but
and maybe
in
I
real
could
life,
possibly
messenger birds only go one direction.
Okay. I mean, being that we did create him, I do think we have a responsibility to make sure he doesn't become subject to nefarious means.
Well, how many of you had an actual hand in creating Legion?
we all were there.
just as many as you did?
I wasn't.
Nope. Aaron and Adrian were not there for that session.
Okay.
So their hands are
Sure,
clean.
some of us were there. Yeah, that's true. Is there some
So
responsibility?
we'll go this way. No,
Neglect
I'm
of
just kidding.
preventing it
Okay,
happen
if I
is
kill the two of them,
Does that mean you have
And
to
to be
roll up
fair,
Legion?
everyone, I think Dr. Channing had the biggest role because he was actually helping Franklin set up the machinery and throw the switch.
Well, there you go. I'm utterly responsible, so I suggest that
Silverlock
we,
was like, "No,
you know,
we shouldn't do this. Why are we doing this?"
I was the most responsible, so I should have the biggest say.
Yeah.
so. Are you?
I find that honorable. If you feel there is a right course of action to rectify this mess, I will stand behind you. But I think I've made my preferences clear. This is
Meredith
short
didn't
of an
technically
abomination.
create Legion, but when he was only a few minutes old, she locked him in a barn.
Yes, and willful neglect and preventing
Yeah,
things to
that's
happen and causing things to happen is
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if it would be fair to describe him as baby Legion that you locked in a barn, but
Ugh. I am Legion.
Significantly taller than a baby. No, it's not fair to call him that.
I-
I pity the
I-
poor woman who would have given birth to that.
it's like it's not fair to call
Graham?
it that because that makes me sound like a monster.
Graham, this creature is made from human parts, so therefore I cannot help but feel that it is human, though it looks very different in some ways than a human. So I feel that as with humans, it will be as evil or as good as it chooses to be, and we can do things to encourage it to choose either way. So I would suggest that we treat it as we would any of the rest of us that we would want to not become evil.
And being that Legion is many people, they have even more potential.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Perhaps
yeah.
there's,
Yeah,
you
at
know,
the end of the day, and it's like, Adam, it's like, I want you to do this, whatever you want to do. And it's like, if it ends up that Silverlock is not with the party for part of the time for the next session, I am very reluctant the split to have Legion and his sister go off on its own because of what happened with.
I will say, if you're making an ultimatum, make it to the party, not to me.
Well, no,
I
No,
don't think
no.
we should leave them alone.
Well, if
I agree.
yeah,
I don't.
because it's like
I don't
We-
care
we-
what you
feel
guys
like
do. Like,
problems
we
happen
are,
when.
or at least
there are
I feel
story hooks
responsible
all
for
over this
them.
continent.
Yeah.
You will inevitably find some of them.
Yeah,
I
Oh.
believe that I am right now the person who bears the most responsibility towards him, and therefore the most agency. That's not the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Your voice matters as carries the most weight.
How do you feel, Dr. Chenning?
I think we can leave them for a short period of time while we deal with the situation up north. But I would like to suggest that we return from that and escort them to Philadelphia. And at that point, maybe it becomes more Franklin's problem than ours. At that point,
Can I make a possible plan C to this?
please.
We're thinking about leaving them behind, but what if we know of someplace we can hide them that's not conspicuously the barn? What if there's a cave nearby, someplace that we can maybe or more fortified or more, hidden?
I do like that idea. It'd be nice to put them someplace where
Adam,
the trail doesn't lead to.
do I know
how
any
far
trail
away
that we
is
follow.
my
Native-
refuge?
Farther away than Philadelphia.
Okay.
I was going to say, do I know of any Native American place that they might be safe in that area?
That seems like just a bad idea.
Yeah,
Do
Adrian. Adrian, about 115 miles.
I'm more impressed you customized Roll20 to accurately show the mileage.
Well, the map has a scale on it, and it was just a matter of syncing it up so that
yeah,
Isn't it all on our way? Is it?
That's
it's
very.
pretty
we have
close. Yeah, 100 miles.
which direction?
Wait, is the village we're trying to go to the one with the?
it's
the
only about 50 miles away to the village.
Yeah, the village. It's the village where
That's
the
2
village of
days
the damned or
walk.
whatever is only about 40 or 50 miles.
Okay, so maybe it's a little bit more than 2 days walk.
I was talking about your
Yeah.
the
Shallow
rock.
Brook.
So
Yeah.
if we go investigate, we could even take. I don't like it, but we could just take them with us to the village if we really need to keep an eye on them.
I'm almost in favor of that. I know it would be
Yeah.
something of a hardship on them, but here again, we'd be able to keep an eye on them, protect them perhaps from.
Yeah.
Unless the village itself is dangerous, in that case, that would be kind of.
Well,
Taking them.
we
I-
can't have them both. We can't
Yeah.
both take them into danger and have them beast at the same time. It's
I just know.
always going to be a little of both.
Yeah.
Especially
Super
since
like-
there's guards protecting the village that are, yes.
Well,
I think if they're willing to come with us, that's probably a good idea. Is to have them just come with us for a
Yeah.
short period of time.
up to a point. As soon as the musket hammer is cocked back, he's going to go berserk again.
Well,
Point the
his
gun the other
sister
way.
his sister will be with him, and we can perhaps put him someplace where he'll be out of harm's way.
Should I just escort them
It'll be
back to
complicated,
Philadelphia?
but
I'm slow, but I can get where I need to go. Maybe.
I'm sorry. What
If-
did you say?
If you were to try to escort them back to Philadelphia, I would think we should all just go because
That's about
if
100
that's
miles.
if
yeah.
that's the ruling that we go with, then it almost means that he's more important than the village.
Adam, why are you smiling? You smile. It makes me nervous.
It's the evil GM sign.
I'm
You
just-
can't metagame this kind of thing. He's
I
gonna
did
smile
not
whatever you do.
intend this to be the biggest conflict.
It's a
I'm
good
not going
one.
to
It's
stop
an
you. I'm going to
interesting
let you
one.
guys come to your own decision. I just feel bad that it's.
It's taking so
Right.
long.
So
It's
how,
gonna be
how
totally
about
relevant because of what happens next.
back to my idea? Could we just a bunch of us that have the ability to track or to do survival? Could we just look around with like a couple miles of here to see if we can find a cave
Sure.
or someplace?
Whoever has the highest survival, make a survival check, and you can add a +2 because I'm presuming at least one other person has that skill.
I
Okay,
have
mine
+4.
base
I
is
have
6.
4 in it.
I
But
may
I-
have something higher than 6. Hold on, let me
Yeah.
check real quick.
Well, mine's +2 if my patron bonus.
Yeah, my base is.
I have a
2, so-
survival of 6 too, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. My
So-
patron bonus would give me an 8.
So it sounds like
Oh, okay.
I'll let you do it with your patron bonus and an additional +2 from the others helping you.
Okay. So +4.
And 0.
No, he did? Did he?
No.
Oh, okay, we're all- yeah, I'm like
Only a 4.
4. Not bad actually.
There are again. This is close enough to the mountains. There's a lot of little caves you could potentially see as being hideout points.
The problem is, are they too little for him to fit?
I'm sure we can find one
With
big.
a
There are
Four,
some. I
probably
mean,
not.
that definitely narrows it down to fewer of the little caves. But
I'm familiar with little caves. I would
Yeah.
like to. Yeah.
Well,
Some of them he would not fit in.
because of my flaw in what's happened in our game, with the grandson, it's like I am very reluctant to leave.
Just because his name's Walter doesn't mean he's gonna die.
No, but it's my flaw is redemption because of things that might have happened when I wasn't in my right mind. Let's just say,
That's why I put you to sleep. You're welcome.
Yeah. which is why it's like I just am afraid of leaving people behind. That's like I said. It's like if that
So-
means I'm late.
and as I
for-
said, don't make an ultimatum to me. Make it to the rest of the party. Like
No. It's and that's the thing. It's like I'm afraid of leaving people alone because
Can
bad things happen when things are left alone. I look at Graham and it's like going, what happens when people are left alone by themselves when the enemy are
oh,
around. Yeah.
So he's wow, he's
Yeah.
playing that card with Graham. How
Oh,
does
yeah.
Graham react to that? How does Graham react to Silverlock playing the dead sun card?
And unfortunately, he would be doing that because it's like,
Yeah, you did that.
yeah,
So-
I did.
You went there.
As a side note, I realized on my character sheet I have 200 pounds seized at Nasu.
That's all.
Yeah.
I think Graham is silent. He just doesn't say anything back. He just stares
It's
at
like
you.
that with the pale face. It's like, no, you didn't go there.
So, do we have a cave that we feel would be suitable? Is our next step then to go and get the minute?
Oh, Sarah absolutely refuses to go live in a cave. Like,
Surprise.
she points out that her home is right here. They can stay here.
Someone roll diplomacy. Let's get this done.
And Sarah points out that, you know, if they're going to be staying, if we're going to be staying in the area, our home is here. I can keep Walter in the barn, and if we were to suddenly go missing in the cave, they'd
Miss-
come looking. The villagers would come looking for us. I don't think
Sarah,
anyone wants that.
Sarah, I think you need to understand that there are people who may be looking for your brother who do not have his or your best interest at heart.
And if you need us to go somewhere where we'll be more protected, we will. But
You don't want to live in a cave.
again, there's no point. If we go to a cave, the villagers will go looking for me. I can't just go missing.
Well, let me
Why would they
ask
go
you a
looking for you
question.
when you already told your uncle?
We
sorry.
we
I
have
haven't-
something that
I
we need
haven't
to
told him
do
yet.
in. We have something that we need to take care of in a village not terribly far away from here.
Well, when
It's
you're done, come back and we'll be ready to go then.
Oh God.
All right.
I think
that's
Graham's
about
gonna
as-
go.
I think that's about what we're going to be able to get. So
Yeah,
I'm not
Graham's
interested in forcing NPCs to.
Graham's already getting ready to go. Like he's gonna leave with or
Like,
without
oh.
people after talking with Silverlock. He's loading up
yeah,
his horse and
yeah.
he's gonna go.
Yeah,
Right.
yo, guys, I'm
Legion
sorry.
is like guzzling down a bucket of well water right now, like a big gulp.
Yo, I'm thinking, hey, I'm thirsty too.
As a side note, I don't think I need to tell you I would have cleaned and refilled my water skin.
Sure.
All
Cool.
right.
No
Alright.
plague for you.
Are you sure you don't want me to
Yeah.
show you the little things in your water?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna
Alright.
head north.
All right, I'm with Graham. Let's
whatever.
go.
So the party's heading on their merry way to the next
I'm
location.
not merry, I'm uncomfortable.
I,
I think
I
this
have
is
a
about
feeling-
as good as we're gonna get. She doesn't want to move
Yeah.
to go to a cave for a couple of weeks, so
yeah, and to be honest, I
She
don't
does,
know.
yeah, she does not see a point to going to live in a cave. It's just outside of the town she's already living in.
and she's probably
And-
right. I mean, if they can
yeah.
track her to the town, if they can track him to the town, they can track him an extra 10
Can
miles to
I-
the cave. So
I just don't know if Silverlock would go with everybody. That's it's
well, okay, Silverlock, what are your plans? What are your intentions?
well,
If you guys actually want to split the party, I will let you. I'm not going to stop you.
I just
It'll
kinda,
just be
yeah.
like I don't want to do it long term, but for a week or two, I could see running in parallel. I don't know if that's what you guys want to do. I'll do it, but it seems
So,
like
Silverlock, what are your intentions?
Well, like I said, it's like every time we've left people behind,
so.
yeah,
Mike,
Yeah.
I guess the question is: are you talking about like immediately taking them to Philadelphia, or bringing them with you to?
I think you're what's gonna stay in the village and guard them. Or
yeah,
is that what you're
it's-
thinking, or were you gonna leave
Yeah,
too?
just staying in the
Well,
village and guarding
yeah.
them.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Leave one of us.
Yeah, and it's
with
like
them.
if it needs to be that I'm flying back and forth or trying to do some type of
Staying in the
spell
village and protecting them.
to keep an eye on what's going on elsewhere,
Just makes
and
it
that
game
I'll
boring
have to
for
be
you, maybe.
late late for, by doing astral projection or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that is the option. You could interact with the party astrally, and then, of course, you wouldn't be much use in a fight. I could possibly write in like a temp NPC, like
You could play Sarah. We'll take her with us. You could be Legion.
again, you could bring Sarah and Legion with you guys, and
I
I
thought
think
they
that.
didn't want to come.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
they didn't want to come.
settled.
Well, no,
Didn't-
I don't know if that's even been offered to them.
We
Beyond,
haven't.
you
mentioned-
sort of said, hey, you can go to this cave, or
Yeah.
you can
Sarah
stay
is
here.
willing to leave town and like go live somewhere else, but she doesn't see the point to going to a cave that's 10 miles away from the house she's already living in.
I don't think she's also
fair enough.
particularly. She wouldn't be particularly fond of going to a
Yeah.
disease-ridden village that is being guarded by
So we can
people.
babysit them. Yeah.
Well, sure, you
Yeah.
don't. Sure, you probably want to pitch it a little differently than that.
Yeah. I'm also not thrilled about bringing him into a bunch of musket fire range.
Yeah.
I mean,
It would be a bad scene, I think, to bring
Could
them
I
to
do an
this town
elemental
where we're gonna be.
protection on?
just make him deaf.
That would be a lesser hex. To deafen Legion, and I mean, if Musket's
I
making
would
him nervous, suddenly going deaf
Well-
might also agitate him.
I would think being deaf would be just as scary
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're all of a sudden you're like defenseless. You can't hear anything coming.
Certainly wouldn't make him more stealthy.
Yeah, that too.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh,
I
wait,
think we need to leave them. We need to leave them. And
But he
care of
totally
business.
he would if he rolled a 0, then he would pretty much think he's still very stealthy though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
crunch, crunch.
even if you could talk Legion into being stealthy, and you don't know if you
I
can.
don't think he's
Well,
built
not
for
when he's
stealthy.
deaf.
He's not built for stealthy.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. And
Wait.
yeah,
We can't talk him into anything when he's deaf. Just as a side note.
Sorry for causing all the problems, sir. Yeah.
It's fine, as I said.
I can teach him sign language.
Like I said, it's like with my flaw and
You can teach
Yeah,
him
what's
sign
happened
language for the
before-
5 or 6 words that he knows.
I actually
I
think
think
it,
we're-
out of
we're
character, I think it's a
Endless
good idea
generation
for
of
someone.
hypotheses.
Out of character, I think it's actually a good idea that someone stays with them because I can totally see us coming back. It's like he's gone. But I can't think of an in-game solution for what you would do next game. Walter's gone, so you can't play him.
yeah. Well,
But,
there is a Walter, but
But you're
Uh,
not taking him with you, so it would be the same problem.
But yeah, in character, I think Graham's very angry at Silverlock for saying those things, and he's leaving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Out
makes
of
sense.
out of character, no worries. But
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, taking his gun away, and then it's
Taking his
like,
gun away and playing the dead son card. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys are not on good terms. You guys are fighting.
hey, my charisma's one. Now, when you
and
played
it
the
shows.
Yeah, this is the colonial America version of okay, now we're fighting.
And then I'd be going, why are you mad at me?
Yeah.
What I do?
So, yeah, if you guys want to do that plan where everyone but Jeff's character heads to the next town and Jeff stays behind, that gives me a week to think of some way to keep him involved in the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
And again, that'll probably be he can interact with the party astrally, and then I'll
Or
Well,
try
one
to
of the
make up
people.
some NPC to be there for combat.
Well, that or if I really need to get there, it's like, I'd try to do the animal transformation or something, before it
Sure,
would happen.
but by the time you found out you needed to get there, it might be too late.
Well, more that I planned to, the day that they were doing everything, that I'd planned to at least transform there. But yeah, I arrived there naked and yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
I mean,
Very
that's the
interesting.
thing. You could show up as a bird and then you'd be in your underwear, and that's.
I think Meredith is
But-
going to start keeping spare clothes that are.
And they're for some reason they're all the same size.
They're very large, and it's like
Yes. I mean,
So-
that's the thing. If you transformed into a bird, yes, you would arrive without any equipment. You'd basically be in your underwear, which, considering your character mostly fights with his fists, is not the detriment that it would be if you required weapons.
guns. Or, yeah.
Not to be a party pooper, are we almost done? Because I'm passing out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out. So is that what we're going to do for next week?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Okay.
we'll do. I also think that if Jeff did that, he would be better dressed after I gave him clothes.
Well, oh, that's.
We tried to put a proper shirt on him. There was
I
a
feel like
bigger
we
fight
did.
about that than there was about the freaking monster. But,
Wow.
all right, so next week I will
We did
say
it out
the
of-
party is headed on to the next objective. Silverlock has remained behind and has been lurking in the woods outside Legion's barn.
Meredith is sewing trousers and making the world's first hoodie.
And
By
Jeff,
the
as
way,
I said, for interaction with the party, you can astral project. I will likely create some kind of just basic NPC for you to control should it come to battle. Because realistically, if you were to transform into a bird, and even as a bird going there and back, if your character is staying behind because he wouldn't leave them, I'm going to say that
It's gonna take at least.
like
10
just
minutes.
if that is your character's justification, I'm going to say that he's not going to turn into a bird, fly off, and fight a bunch of potential monsters. He's going to stay there, and so I would make you another NPC to take part in the battle.
since
Okay.
we're on our way, can I roll craft for making a hoodie?
We'll do that next week
Dry.
because if I see a craft roll, I will not remember what it's for.
Yeah, that's fine. Making Jeff trousers.
A loincloth. Yes, important thing.
For this week, I'm going to say everyone gets a participation point and a role-playing point because I don't think there was actually real danger. Legion got mad for like a second and you put him to sleep. That's not good.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm making things not dangerous.
Don't worry, I wasted a silver bullet.
No, I'm quite happy with that.
You wasted a silver bullet.
Well, it
That
wouldn't
was
have been a
silver-
waste if it hit him. I put all the style points. I rolled 13 dice and got. Was it 13? I think it was, and I got 2
Yeah,
successes.
that was one of those where it's like you put
It
all
wasn't-
of the,
It wasn't
that was
meant
a
to
Nestor
happen.
roll. You put your style points in and it somehow
Murdered
managed
it.
to still whiff.
Yeah, but
He
I
did
mean,
that all
if,
the time in the last game. He put in all of his points. and then-
Definitely a Nestor roll.
if it had worked though, we would have saved an hour.
Wah, wah,
If it had worked, it would have been a much. If it had worked, it would have been a much shorter episode. Well,
Yeah.
And a
Legion's
much
dead.
angrier system.
Well,
Okay.
I'm sure
And
this
I
will
Then
be
again,
the
Legion's
best.
been dead before, and it wasn't necessarily a deal breaker. So who knows?
That's true. That's true.
I don't
I
know
just
if we-
want to know, did she get like a notice that her brother was dead before he showed up alive?
Wow, you put on so much
Probably.
muscle.
Like she knows there's something up with him, but she's choosing to believe that's her brother.
Well,
Okay.
Willful negligence.
sounds like an anime, a bad anime.
Willful negligence also is another term for stupid.
Okay.
She's choosing to believe that's her brother, even though he's had a lot of parts replaced.
Oh, I think it's touching.
I know Adam and I talked about this, but I know the next few weeks. Next week's probably not a problem,
Yeah,
but
Oh,
the
for-
following
I'm
week
assuming-
is Christmas Eve, and then it's New Year's Eve. Like,
yeah. So
Eve,
I'm assuming
so-
next week we play, and then the next 2 weeks after that
2
we
weeks.
won't because it's
Ah.
Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve respectively.
I think
Oh.
those are both going to be booked for us. For sure, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, probably too.
Yeah.
So-
probably
Yeah, New
actually
Year's
will
Eve
be
definitely
booked.
for
Yeah,
me.
I'll
Yeah.
probably have a New
Christmas
Year's
Day.
Eve thing myself.
So, unless Thursday gets canned and we want to use that one, but
And we can talk about that should something like that happen.
yeah.
Thursday's actually not a bad day for me anymore.
Well, there's the other game on
Yeah.
Thursdays, and
Well, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
The-
Next week,
Even-
my Thursday plans got canceled, so I have Thursday open.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
next week we can play on Friday because it's the
I mean,
17th.
I meant the week after that. Actually, sorry.
Okay.
The
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 I'm
23rd.
head
eve of
out, guys. I'm
Christmas Eve.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys.
No
You
worries.
have
Have
a
a
good
good
night,
night.
Aaron.
Go to
Thank
sleep,
you, Aaron.
Aaron.